Hey guys, I'm Morthadon and we are back for Black Clover episode 106. So, last time we had some finishing up with the Luck fight. He is now back to normal, which is good, and he might be stronger than he used to be, which is really cool. I like the little scene with his mom as well. They teased about something dark and black when Luck was, or I guess Rufel, the guy inside Luck, was going crazy. Once again teasing at something more ominous in these elves, and I'm not sure if it has to do with the reincarnation spell or if it has to do with just magic in general going out of control, but maybe we will learn more about that eventually. I had my theories, I talked about them in the last discussion, I won't get into them here. So we have even more, even though I wrote it down before and I realized I wrote it down before, where Asta's new sword absorbs magic, they specifically said it like sucks out spells now. So that's even more emphasis on the absorb part, which means that the sword is seemingly taking that magic and taking it in within itself. So I wonder if eventually Asta will be able to expend that magic in some way, and what form will it look like. I talked about that a lot in the discussion too, but yeah, then we had a lot of antics with the Black Bulls coming back together. A lot of the people met Henry and stuff like that, and were told about Zora and everything. So, but they contributed enough magic to Henry, I guess, for him to be able to transform the mansion into the bull form, and now it is carrying them to the capital. So I'm excited to see all of our characters together. Hopefully going to the capital and saving people. I was thinking about this off camera like the other day, and I do wonder if, like, since all of the Golden Dawn are kind of out of commission because they're transformed, I wonder how much from the other squads are out of commission too. And I wonder if it will be like mostly the Black Bulls coming in to like save the day kind of thing. But I'm sure we know there's a good chunk that aren't. So yeah, anyway, I look forward to seeing all this, so let's get started, shall we? Alrighty, we're going to start here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Alright, so I am recording this a little bit sooner than I normally would have, because I'm trying to get ahead on shows for a potential little bit of time off I wanted when it's not really a big deal. It's kind of like a little mini vacation for me, but I'm not going anywhere. It's just a game is releasing and I wanted a few days off to play it. So I was like, I'll record ahead. And then, of course, like all things in life try to do to you. Yes, recap. Like all things in life try to do to you, they try to mess that up because there is COVID going through my household right now. I'm trying my best to avoid the people that have it and wear masks whenever I go into that part of the house, but you never know. So now I might be recording ahead because I might be getting sick. Who knows? I like to think I'll be able to stay away from it enough, but you never know. Yes, precious friends. A little bit of a hefty recap here. But I guess what's new with anime, right? Yeah. Did a good job with the ugly crying. Okay, good. We recapped the part with Luck, but they didn't choose to recap the whole mansion bits. I was worried when because we were recapping what happened at the start of the last episode. I was like, oh geez, are they gonna go through all like the mansion bits too? But we're good. Bats, but, but. I do like this song. It's pretty good. It's got some crazy notes in the background. I think I have been pretty good avoiding, though, the sickness, because it was a few days ago that it was confirmed, and I still don't have a single symptom, so I still feel great. But, you know, knock on wood. Now that I say that, I'll wake up tomorrow and feel like crap. Here we go. Let's do this. That was a different kind of bird. At least seemed different. Oh, we need a good old EK. Oh, we still have the narrator telling us what's going on. Well, you just don't have to watch the last episode. They recap you on what happens with Luck pretty thoroughly. You miss a cool mom scene though. Oh shit. Three of them. Blue Rose Knights. Purple. Oh, that's Zerx Lugner. Good old Zooks Lugner, the name Zora took. Oh. Oh, the Black Bulls are gonna come in here and kick ass, I hope. They can be like, it's no hope, and then they come in. Oh. Wait, so that kid became a Magic Knight? That's cool. It shall not pass. Okay, Gandalf. Oh my god! It went right through! Hell yeah! Don't underestimate a bull. Oh, we get epic anime yells for everyone. Combat style, yes. Rescue, cool. Get the civilians out. Nice. Oh, the worst squad is here to save us. Although they're not the worst squad anymore, right? I'm sure there's still people that are biased, right? Hmm. Wait, which one of them diverts the attacks? Is it Henry or is it Asta absorbing it all? Oh, it's Rogue. Okay. Nice. They're still eating. Oh my god. Oh my god, a cannon. Cannons. Oh, that's cool. They're firing their magic through the cannons. Is that what it is? Oh, nice. We get to see more of Gordon. Alright, they're blocking it. That's cool, though. He already has a doll. Yeah. Ooh, he scuffed up a little bit. Here comes Asta. Yep. Cancel that shit, baby. Wow, really? All right. He already did it? God damn. Good shit, guys. Transition. Oh? Oh. We're getting Vengeance's perspective, not Patri's. Hmm. So even back then, huh? I couldn't remember if it happened to him as a kid or not, but I guess so, seemingly. Hmm. Damn, so even back then, before he even had his grimoire, he wanted him to be a Magic Knight. That's cool. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Damn, what a line. Just standing in between and like saying I'm sorry to Julius while also saying congratulations to Patri. Shit. Okay. Leaving his grimoire there. Damn. Shit. Well, now we have Patri, who is very powerful, as we saw. He took down the Wizard King. Granted, he took down the Wizard King because the Wizard King was distracted trying to save everyone in the fucking country. But, but now we have Patri, and then we have the actual Licht as well to deal with. It's gonna be dangerous. Why are we seeing these guys? Are they alive somehow? What? Oh, this guy lived. Narrator's gonna tell us what happened. Oh. Shit. Okay. Well, that's an insane bit of magic. It saved them, too. Well, are they pseudo good guys now? I mean, I know they're not never gonna be good people, but they're fighting on our side for now. They don't look so good. How do they know? I guess I'll try to talk about that in the discussion. Because they use spatial magic to get to the Black Bulls, but the Black Bulls hideout moved, so we'll see. Damn, they can teleport the whole base. The enemy of our enemy is our friend, I guess. That reaction. Oh my gosh. What are you doing, Asta? What are you doing? Okay. Is Asta gonna convert this guy? What is going on? This guy, hopelessly in love. I'm just kidding, it's just loyalty, right? So stupid. Oh no. Asta, be careful. Oh my god. Okay. At least at least he made a condition. Oh my god, okay. So are we just ditching Rades? I have a feeling they're gonna take him anyway, right? Alright. Giving them some magic recovery food. I want food. Can Charmy visit my house and drop me off some food? Oh my god, that face. They're all eating again. They just ate! Alright. We picked up some more friends. Okay. That was a very over-exaggerated scene, but it's fine. It's very typical Black Bulls, Black Clover. I almost said Black Bulls. Alright. Cool. It definitely, like, in a way, it kind of feels like they're doing, like, half episodes. I mean, it's alright because the story is progressing and it's not like we're going on like entirely like filler or anything, but it's just kind of like the first half of the episode there was like a good chunk of recap, and then we saw some good stuff where it felt like it was like progressing the story between like getting like a little bit of Vengeance's thoughts and seeing Patry kind of say goodbye to Vengeance and everything, and we got a little more context to how that all went down. But then we kind of went into kind of goofy, and we had the Black Bulls take down some elves, which was cool too. But then everything after that was kind of like you could sum it up to like these three showing up and then like joining them, but they stretched it out for what felt like a while. But it's fine. I still enjoyed it. Alright, guys, that is going to be it for episode 106. Alright, so I do have a few questions. So, it's kind of cool that they brought in, and they didn't even like add flashback in context. It was just something where they were like, hey, do you guys remember this? Because here you go. We saw a Soul flashback a while ago when she became a Magic Knight. She had some like issues with guys because they were saying that like I think it was something along the lines of saying like the people around her were saying she couldn't protect them because she was a girl and some like sexism stuff like that, and the guys around her were like, hey, don't worry, we'll protect you. And then when she was actually in danger, no one protected her, right? And even like the kid that we saw this episode saw her in danger and ran away, right? So it's kind of cool that they brought that kid back without giving us any context. Because it's just something that they trusted the audience to remember. That was something that I did like. And we noticed that that kid is now a Magic Knight, so you know he realized what he had done back then, and probably vowed to himself that he wants to get stronger for it not to happen again, you know, and then became a Magic Knight. So that's neat. I like that. The Black Bulls took those three down very easily, and one of them was the captain of the Purple Orcas. So I mean, they did have like a whole base and outnumbered them pretty hard and stuff like that, but they were still elves with this like crazy magic. It was like, it was one of those things, it was one of those moments where they don't do this a lot in anime because it's anticlimactic, right? Usually, because what they did here, which I really like, is the Black Bulls barged in, they all fired off their big stuff and ended up taking the bad guys down. What usually happens in anime is they pussyfoot around the character's abilities and use like less power because the characters, like, I don't know, whatever reason they give, the characters think they need to use less power. They're like, oh, I'm surprised that didn't work. But then what happens is that the bad guys learn exactly what their powers are, right? And then you're fighting an uphill battle because the enemies are not only stronger than you, but they know what your abilities are now. Whereas if you keep them a secret and you unleash them at the right time, then you could win, you know, which is what they did here. They fired off big magic blasts, and then when they saw them going on the offense, they sent Asta in to just cancel the magic instantly and use the other sword to remove the reincarnation spell from them. And they hit them hard, hit them fast. It wasn't anything like crazy theatrical. It was over so quickly that you're like, oh, that was an alright fight. But I gotta give the show props for doing that, you know, because a lot of shows won't do that. It's the kind of thing where, you know, I like the fanfare of seeing these characters go into these epic battles that last almost an entire episode, you know, but sometimes I do think like, well, if you would have just kept your ability, it's the same thing like when they do like sneak attacks sometimes in cartoons and anime where they're running up behind you with like where the people don't know you're there, and then they yell like right before they attack and like give it away, you know. It's the same kind of concept. If you would have just stayed quiet, you could have just killed that guy super easy, you know. And but no, they have to spice up the fight and make it last a little longer, so they have the characters do something that isn't very logical, so that way the fight keeps going. But this isn't something they did here, so I like that. I don't know if that was their intention with this fight. I don't know if they were like, well, we need to get this one out of the way because we're teasing the two Patri, or sorry, the two licks, the Patri pretending to be licked and then the actual licked, and we need to start moving this along. There's a lot of elves that we need to get through. So, but either way, I like my headcanon reason, so it was good. But yeah, that was interesting seeing Vengeance's perspective, you know? It was almost like we saw the last lingering thoughts because Patri said that he's in a deep sleep now. So it was almost like we saw the last like lingering thoughts and regrets of William. Um but when William had this in him for a while. We don't know if it was from birth, or we don't know if it was like popped in him at a young age or whatever. But either way, he had this extra soul inside him that he knew about, and he wanted to protect. when he turned 15, he got his grimoire, and they showed him having two grimoires, and he said it. He said, "That's how I knew you were there, was when I received two grimoires." So that's interesting. I wonder what the people thought, because usually when you're getting your grimoire, there's other people there, unless like his was an isolated thing, or usually there's like a like it's that guy that looks straight up like a wizard, you know, in Hage Village that gave out the grimoires to Asta, and there's a bunch of other people there we saw get sorry, Asta didn't get his there, but you know what I mean, that guy. So like, what did the overseer think when this guy received two grimoires? Like, I mean, I guess people get varying degrees of grimoires, so maybe getting two isn't completely out of the question. Like, some people's are tiny, some are thin, some are thick, some have three clovers, some have four, some have five. Even though I don't worry, I know the five is like probably unique to Asta's only, or maybe we'll find like some villain someday that has one of the same, and we're like, oh, he has five clovers too. What does it mean? But either way, but yeah, like maybe they just assumed that it was something like that. Well, this guy dual wields grimoires. What a badass, you know? I don't know. They just let it slide, I guess. But yeah, he had two grimoires. So I guess whenever William is out, he summons his grimoire, and then whenever Patry is out, he summons his. And now that he's in the deep sleep, they left Williams at that rock. So interesting. That's cool. I also I liked it was like pretty crazy to see it because, usually characters aren't neutral. Usually they are for one side or the other, and then they have bias towards one side or the other. It was really interesting seeing William's perspective. He even said he stayed neutral. He couldn't make a decision because he couldn't decide between this guy who's been, this soul that's been within him this whole time that he wants to protect, and the guy who gave him kind of everything and taught him how to live life and all that. He couldn't decide, so he stayed neutral. And I thought it was really interesting when he had the moment of saying, like, sorry, Julius, and then saying congratulations, Lit, or Patry. I just thought that was really, really interesting because it's just, like I said, it's just not often that you see that kind of personality in a show. And I thought it was really, really interesting to hear it because it was like almost brutal, like saying like, sorry, Julius, but then congratulations. Like, usually you don't do that, Like, can you imagine hearing someone say something like that? Like, I don't know. It's the best comparison I can have, right, is say there's someone on death row that still has family that cares about them, and you're sitting in that room right before they're executed, and the execution happens, and there's some neutral party in there that goes up to the family and says, sorry for your loss, but then turns and says to the victims, congratulations, he's dead, um like that's the best one I can come up with. I'm sure there's a better analogy for it, but I don't know, it was just very, very interesting. But all right, and then we had, I don't know how much I'd like this. I mean, I guess it's fine. I didn't really care about the characters that much anyway, but Rades, Valtos, and Sally. Rades' magic evolved right at the point of death, I guess, and like, because he has like that wraith magic they mentioned as like the ultimate form of his wraith magic. He was able to stop their souls from passing on to wherever the souls go after death. He was able to stop them and put them back in the body. Granted, the bodies were still like scorched and damaged, so I guess by putting the souls back in the body, they recovered from being that like scorched, like black skin state. They just kind of like shedded it, sorta. But that's crazy, like, to think that magic is capable of something like that. I mean, I guess we do have the reincarnation spell, you know, but it's like the kind of stuff that magic can do in this world is scary. Like, it's a very light-hearted show, even when we're going through these like dark stories with these elves that want to kill all the humans and everything. They still keep it very light-hearted, but with the way this magic works in this world, with like the elves getting angry and they can like turn into something else, you know, or whatever they're teasing there, you know, that something that's like darker, you know, and this magic being able to reincarnate these souls and bring these humans back to life too, you know, it's like it's pretty nuts. Like, they could, if they wanted to write like a really serious story with this magic, like, you could take this magic system, and I mean, really, it almost seems like magic does, I mean, it is kind of like the magic does whatever the writer wants it to do, you know. But if it's able to like return life, you know, to these elves and to Rades and stuff, what's to say that they couldn't perfect that and just bring people back from the dead, you know? And they recovered from their bodies being messed up, so just throw their soul back in their skeleton that's in the ground, it'll form back into a person, and they'll be good, you know? I mean, obviously, I'm over-exaggerating what they're probably capable of, but who knows? But it's crazy. So, like, what else can this magic do? Like, you could be like a god if you could perfect this, which, I mean, I guess that's kind of how, Licht almost is, you know? That's how powerful he is he's, like, probably almost like a god, and that's how these elves feel. They feel so much more powerful than humans, you know, they're not even really worried, obviously, until freaking Asta shows up with his sword and cancels their reincarnation spell, um, but obviously it's not going to be that easy for Patry and Licht, you know, but anyway. So, Rades and them joined. I don't know, I said I'd talk about it a little bit. I kind of did in the video, but how'd they find the Black Bulls? They use spatial magic to travel to the Black Bulls. Usually that's them knowing the location and teleporting there. How did they know that the Black Bulls were here? Because they were moving, right? The only thing I can think of is if the guy doing the spatial magic was able to lock onto the Black Bull's hideout, and that doesn't mean, like, because the way I imagined it worked was it was coordinates on the planet is essentially where they're going to, you know? But, I mean, I guess it's magic, so maybe they just visualized what it was and went there, so they visualized the hideout and went to the hideout kind of thing. But, or maybe they could, no, because maybe they can teleport to people they've met, you know? Maybe they teleported to the Black Bulls because they were teleporting to the people. Because I was just thinking, like, I remember back when they were trying to go to the underwater temple, they couldn't get there through teleportation because, shit, why can't I? Finral couldn't, like, he'd never been there before. He had to have been there before to use his magic. Maybe it's different for Valtos too. Maybe he has a different ability, like a different way that he uses his ability that allows him to get places, you know. But I just assumed it would be the same, that spatial magic users need to have visited the place first. I thought that was kind of like an interesting choice, but, you know, they just magically popped up here. So, I don't know. Maybe there's an explanation that I'm just not thinking of, but yeah. Anyways, that's going to be it, guys, for me. This was a fun episode. Some things where I was a little skeptical, like Rades and them coming back to life, you know, I was like, alright, I mean, he was dead, but his magic, like, took over for him, or he somehow casted the spell, you know, and then, like, the goofiness was funny at first, but they really went over the top with Asta, like, wrestling this guy while, like, you know, all this serious stuff is going on. Like, I get it, that's the kind of show this is, but I did, at one point I was watching it, and I was just kind of, like, my mind was drifting to other things, because I was just like, are we done with this yet? You know, but anyways, that's going to be it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed. Check out my Patreon if you want to see more from me. You can see a couple episodes ahead with my early access tier. There's also my Patreon exclusive tier where you can see my shows that are unique to my Patreon, which are things like Cowboy Bebop right now, and I'm watching Lucifer at the moment. Squid Game is on there and won't be released for a while. There's a few others that have been on there for a while that are waiting for, because I release them onto YouTube, you know, so as I finish releasing one, I'll release the next one. So, you know, like right now, the rest of Soul Eater is actually on there. I've been releasing that one. Once Soul Eater is done releasing, I'll start releasing Jujutsu Kaisen, but all of Jujutsu Kaisen is on there right now. So that's kind of how it works. Check that out if you're interested. Link is popping up on the screen right about now, or it should be in the description as well. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you in my future reactions. Bye-bye.